Shut up and sit down.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition, a very quick turnaround edition of Pardon Me, Alex. We are back. We are excited to talk about this game specifically, obvious for reasons, clearly. We wanted to dedicate an entire episode to this one game because it was such a big, it was just such a big game. The atmosphere, the game itself, everything that it meant implication wise and for the team and for everything like that. And so we wanted to dedicate an entire episode to it. And also because we invited a very special guest on this episode that we're going to bring in a second. But yeah, so hope everyone's having a great Friday so far. It's, 1:30 in the afternoon. And obviously I know not everybody has fun, flexible schedules like ours and can tune in live, but as you know, you can always listen and watch later. But Jacqueline, where are you at? You're not in your normal spot.
You're right. I am dog sitting. Of
course.
So yeah, I forgot my light, my mic and everything. So hopefully y'all can see and hear me as good as possible. And instead of any cat cameos, we may have a big golden retriever and a lab mix of some sort poking their head in. We'll see.
Love to see it.
Just took them on a walk, so they're a little pooped right now. So maybe that'll keep them calm.
That's good. I love that. Okay. So a few little housekeeping items. Obviously, like I said, today we're talking about the Mcneese game that happened on Monday in the Sawmill. Huge game, big implications in terms of, the conference tournament. And anytime we can beat a big rival like that is especially at home. And it was time for a little bit of payback since obviously we went to Lake Charles. What was that? Less than a month ago. And, and they obviously beat us at their home. So we were due and we were ready for some payback. So it was really, really nice to have that crowd back again and get a dub. But we'll talk more about that in a minute. We wanted to bring on our special guest today now to give a quick little, biography for this guest. Jacqueline did a little bit of snooping, and so maybe she can give a quick little intro and a quick little recap of who we have coming on today, and then we will bring him on.
I will. I'll be happy to, and I'm sure he'll have some to add. This is what I pulled from his official bio on SFA Jack. So we have today joining us Associate Head Coach Jimmy Smith. He has over a decade of head coaching experience and more than 200 career wins. He did previously spend 5 seasons as head coach at Trinity University, compiling a 98-24 record. During that tenure, he led the Tigers to multiple Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference regular season championships and NCAA D3 tournament appearances. He was 2-time Coach of the Year for that conference and was also the NABC District Coach of the Year following the 23-24 season. Fun little fact that I mentioned way back when in our kind of intro episode on everyone, when I scoped out their bios, he did coach our Director of Operations, Luke Stewart, at Trinity. Mm-hmm. In addition, this I did not know. I think this is an update to his bio from last time we looked. So I'll be really excited to hear more about this. But in addition to his collegiate coaching background, he also has extensive USA basketball experience. He served as head coach of the USA 3x3 under-23 national team, leading the team to a silver medal at the 2024 FIBA Under-23 World Cup, and has also coached the USA 3x3 under-21 national team and currently coaches a USA basketball affiliated professional 3x3 team, which won the USA basketball 3x3 national championship last summer. And he got his master's degree from Sam Houston, but we'll excuse him for that.
We'll excuse him for that. But yeah, so needless to say, he has a lot of experience and a lot of experience winning. So without further ado, we're going to bring on Coach Smith to the podcast. Hello, Jimmy. Where'd your face go? Where'd you go?
Oh, we don't hear.
Am I back?
There you are.
Hey, I was
Hello.
surprise entry, right?
There it is. That's what everybody needed. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Coach Smith, thank you so much for coming on and agreeing. I kind of railroaded you on Monday night. I was like, hey, we want you on the podcast, and I hope you're okay with that.
All good. All good.
Oh, that's so awesome. But yeah, so Jacqueline talked a little bit about your coaching background and especially about USA basketball. Maybe tell us a little bit more about that opportunity and how that came about, just to start us off.
Yeah, it was actually pretty fortunate how it came about. So when I was coaching at Trinity, which is in San Antonio, the women's Final Four was actually in San Antonio during COVID. And they were looking for some practice players to train with the team, which was like, that was Kelsey Plum and that group that ended up winning gold. And so 4 of my players there, trained with them in San Antonio. And Kara Lawson, the women's coach at Duke, was the coach. And she loved our guys and invited them to a training camp in Duke. And then they went out with all the Olympic teams to Vegas right before they left. And so the relationship started there. And then I just kind of got into the coaching side through that relationship and have just continued to kind of move up within their coaching tree, I guess, over the last 5 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is so cool. What type of, I guess just because it's just so different than obviously collegiate. I mean, it's a totally different environment going to like World Cups and things like that. So, I mean, where have you been? I mean, anywhere fun?
I always joke with them that they send me to the most obscure places. So I've the U21 tournament we went to was in Handan, China, which was like a 2-hour bullet train from Beijing, which it was really cool, but not anywhere you like have on your to-go checklist usually. And the U23 World Cup was in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. So yeah, probably would have never gone there, but that was fun. And I've been to a lot of different places, Kosovo, as close as Edmonton, Canada. So yeah, I mean, it's 3x3 is a really big game
It is.
across the world. Like Getty on our team plays for Lithuania in 3x3, but it's just kind of emerging in the US right now. So it's fun to be a part of kind of the growth of it in the US.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really cool. I didn't realize that Yeti played 3x3.
Yeah, he does. He was in the U21 Nations League like right before he came over here. Like halfway through it, he had to leave to come over here for summer. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome about the travels. I'm a huge travel nerd, and I love going obscure places. So won't delve into that too much. We could do a whole other podcast. But that's cool.
It was fun. It was fun for sure to go to places again. You would never go unless there was a reason to go there.
Right. Especially like Mongolia. I mean, I'm sorry. that's not at the top of my bucket list, but I'm sure that was a really interesting trip.
It was fun. It was really fun.
Very cool. And we were talking about how you got switching gears, you got your master's degree from Sam Houston, and you had a little bit of experience. Were you on the coaching staff at all at Sam Houston, or were you just involved or just got your master's?
Yeah. So I went there twice actually, so don't hold that against me. But right out of college, I went as a GA. So I was there for 2 years as a graduate assistant coaching. And then I actually got my master's in business while I was there. So I got out of coaching for a little while. And worked for Pfizer Pharmaceuticals, and then got back into it and went back there for 1 year as an assistant with everyone's favorite person around here, Jason Hooten. So that is my stint. But I coached both times I was there.
And is that how you got to know Coach?
Kind of, but so I went to college at Mary Hardin Baylor, which is in Belton, Texas, and Matt played at Belton High School. So he's a little bit younger than me, but my college roommate and him played together at Belton High School. And so that is where the relationship started. And then kind of went our own separate ways from there, and then just got reconnected, through the coaching world and just knowing each other before and mutual friends, and then became friends through that a little more recently.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I was wondering how you obviously got to know each other, if it was from Sam Houston or if it was through something else. But yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I actually gave a reference for him to Coach Hooten when he went to Sam Houston, and then when he left Sam Houston, I kind of took his spot there. So we weren't ever there together, but there's a lot of synergies there.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that. But you're here with us now. Again, we will not hold the Sam Houston degrees over your head and or against you. Everybody has to get a degree from somewhere, and that's fair. But you're wearing purple now, so that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess just tell us a little bit about maybe what drew you to this position at SFA. Obviously, you have Coach calling you and asking you to take a position, and what do you? I mean, is that an immediate yes? Like, let me interview, or tell us about it.
Yeah, it wasn't really something that I was really thinking about. Just being a head coach where I was at, and we were in a good spot there, family wise, and all the things were going pretty well. But obviously, very familiar with SFA through the years and just the history of the program and the success. And but more than anything, what drew me was Matt. Just knowing him, knowing what kind of person he is, my belief in just what I thought he would be able to do here, and just wanting to be a part of his first head coaching journey and building something special here was the biggest draw for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, when we talked to Matt for the first time over the summer, it was pretty clear how excited he was about the team that y'all have recruited, and of course about the staff. And he just, obviously talked everyone up so well. And then just seeing how everyone has come together as a team, not only the staff, but also the players, just the synergy and the culture that you guys are building there. It's been really fun to watch, like from a fan's perspective, and just seeing how big of a difference it is from the years we've had prior to now.
Yeah.
And I know Jacqueline has thoughts about that and things to ask about that.
Okay. Awesome.
Well, I guess my first question is, and this is just out of curiosity, but was this your first time as part of like a complete program revamp, like all new staff and mostly all new roster, or one or the other?
Yeah, I mean, it really is, just because I've been at different places as a head coach, but like not during this era of sport, to where there's just so much turnover on teams. Yeah. So even though maybe you're taking over teams that hadn't won or whatever, there's still a lot of guys that are around from the previous team. Whereas obviously we've only got, Keon and CC back with this group, and then an entirely new staff. So this was a new one for sure. Just having to get 13 guys and everyone was new to everybody when we first got going in June. So it's been a unique experience, but really fulfilling and enjoyable so far, just because of the quality of people we have in the program.
Yeah. So tell us about some of the challenges, and then what ended up as strengths you feel like through that process.
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest challenge is just like getting to know people on a real level, right? Because obviously the guys that were already here, we did get to meet them a little bit earlier because they were here. But they had a different experience with a different staff, so trying to get to know them and on a level to where we can trust each other. Obviously they got to trust us, and we have to be able to trust them. And then as you're bringing guys in recruiting wise, it just takes time to really build that trust. And I think that is probably the biggest. It wasn't necessarily a challenge, but like that's what takes the most time, is really getting to know each other and what makes people tick, and what's the best way to go about conversations with people, because everyone is different, obviously. And then same thing staff wise. I mean, we're all coming from different places, and we're in different roles where we were. And so trying to figure out, how we can best work together and where we can utilize our strengths, it also takes time to come together too. So I would say those are probably the two biggest challenges coming in. But man, I mean, our staff is so much fun. They're just really good people and really fun to be around. So it made that transition a lot easier. And then same thing. I mean, that was Matt's number one thing, was just wanting to have high character guys in the program. And we have that. I mean, really across the board, 1 through 15.
I mean,
Yeah.
lucked out. I'm telling you.
Yeah. And that's by design. I mean, sometimes you can get fooled, but doing a lot of research on the front end on what kind of people you're getting, and so that's made it easier too. Just knowing that the guys are here and about the right stuff, and just fun to be around. They really are a fun group.
So we're only speaking to that from an outside perspective of watching you guys, but we've been saying all season how it just seems incredible how well the staff and the roster have all meshed, and it seems like y'all have such a good chemistry when it's so new. So I guess we're just curious, were there any specific sort of team building activities or get to know you type things that y'all did to try to cultivate that?
Yeah, we've done some small things in the area, but the biggest thing we did was we did an overnight trip. We went camping, and legit camping.
Good.
In tents in the middle of nowhere, which I had never been camping before.
Okay, we remember hearing about this, but we didn't get many details.
Yeah. So I can tell you some funny stories from my perspective on this camping trip. So, one, to be fully transparent, I did not fully go all in. I did bring an air mattress.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, but Jovan and I shared a tent, so I felt bad he didn't have one, but I did not share with him. There wasn't enough space. But they, we did a lot of activities. So we did some activities that night, and I went to the restroom, and everyone else went back up to the campsite. It was like a good 300 yards probably uphill, and a lot of the guys had headlamps on or flashlights, so they all left. So I come out and everyone's gone. And so, I'm literally walking in the pitch black. I can see nothing. I'm stepping as short as steps as you can step for a good 15 minutes. And then finally, in the distance, I saw the fire and I was able to navigate myself back to them. But it was wild. So
almost lost Coach Jimmy in the woods before the season started.
I'm telling you. Lost Coach in the woods to 11.
You persevered.
That would have been bad. So, but then the next day we did what we called a fun run. And there was a bunch of different obstacles, and we had to go through water, and, we did some zip lining and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun. And again, just a way for us to, get to know each other without having to worry about basketball or anything else, just hanging out.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I feel like there's nothing that brings a group together more than being literally all in the same boat and roughing it and coming together, because that's you're all you have is each other. And I've been on away trips like that with groups and organizations I've been a part of, and you truly do come closer. But we've never been tent camping. It was more just a campground, and you're in a bunk bed, and you have running water and facilities type of camping. But we did hear about a faithful camping trip, and so
yeah, it was an experience for sure. But we made it through it. And,
you did, and you became stronger.
I think they tried to kill me off out there, but I was able to find my way back to them.
Lord of the Flies lumberjack edition out there.
Exactly.
That's exactly it. No, we love that. And like Jacqueline said, it's so obvious from the fan perspective how it honestly feels like you guys have been together for more than 1 year. It feels like you guys have been together for, 2, 3, 4 seasons. It just, from the outside perspective looking in, it works so well. And of course, there's going to be adversity. There's going to be challenges. All good teams go through stuff, ups and downs. But it's how you get through that and how you work together as a group that really kind of sets apart a okay team from a good team, from a great team. And so, and we kind of talked about this a little bit with Matt. Whenever we first talked to him last summer about describing culture and the values that you want to instill upon in the team. And so maybe just touch on that a little bit, and maybe how those have stayed the same throughout the season, and maybe things that you've added and built upon as a group, things like that.
Yeah. I think just the tagline and our hashtag and all that stuff, just winning together is a big part of the culture, and just how it takes everybody, 1 through 15 for us to do it from the roster standpoint. Obviously some guys play a lot more than others, but we even, the guys that don't get to play a lot for us are so instrumental in practice and preparation and, being ready when their name is called in games. And everyone has really bought into their roles and understands that it does take all of us to do this thing together. It's not just a couple of people. So I think that's a big one. Another one is just accountability. I think Matt's done a really good job of just treating everyone the same, and everyone understands what the standard is. And if you're not meeting the standard, then, he's going to let you know. And, might hurt your feelings for a second, but once you understand what it's for and why, and that it's just about doing it the right way and understanding that, like you said, like a mistake that is not like you're not held accountable for maybe 2-3 weeks ago is going to pop up in a game. And, that can be the difference between winning and losing. And we know, just like the last game, I mean, as these things continue to move down the stretch and into the conference tournament, I mean, there's going to be some really tight games. And, just being accountable for your job and what you're supposed to do is so important. So I think those are the two biggest things. And then, like, outside of the basketball piece, it's just like us being able to be ourselves and have fun. There's a time to be serious and there's a time not to be, and understanding when that is. But like, I've been a part of programs where there is absolutely no fun being had. and we're not one of those. It's like, do your work and get it done and do it the right way. And if you don't, like, you're going to find out that you're not, but also, you can still enjoy it. And because ultimately they're playing because they love the game and we're coaching it because we love the game. And so, it's easy to forget that sometimes, but I feel like we have a really good balance of both.
I think there could not be a better two things to balance, in my opinion. I say it a lot on here, but one of my high school coaches, as far as the accountability piece, he would always say, and it's so true, every turnover in a game, every little mistake on its own could just be the smallest thing. But he said at the end of the game, you got one big pile of shit from all the turnovers, and any one of them could have been the one that was the deciding factor. So,
for sure.
It's not just the one last turnover at the end of the game. Could have been any of the others. And it's so obvious that y'all and the guys have so much fun. And as a player myself, I love to see that, because if you're spending all of this time and effort towards it, you should be enjoying it. Yep. And it's the greatest sport in the world. And there's nothing more heartbreaking, especially for us to watch and be able to see on the guys' faces that they're not enjoying it. Because obviously we all want to win, but if you're just hating it, then it's not worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
So y'all do an excellent job of that.
Thank you.
No, 100%. And I mean, you're going to work harder when you're having a good time. Yeah. And just like with any sport or any job, if you're enjoying it, you're going to even work that much harder to continue to enjoy that. That's just facts. And
that's true.
Yeah. So little bit more about you. What are some of your, key leadership style? Like, how do you lead? What do you think is your coaching style? Who do you model your coaching style after?
That's a great question. I mean, I actually grew up, my dad was a coach. So for most of my childhood, he was coaching in college, and a lot of it was at TCU. And so I grew up kind of in the gym and I watched a lot of different coaches. Right. And then the guy I played for is very much of an old school guy. And when I got my first head coaching opportunity, like, I tried to be like him. And we are completely different personalities, And so I think that's what I learned, is like, you really just have to be yourself, and that can be good enough, right? Absolutely. And so I'm pretty, like, I don't want to say relaxed, but I like to have a good time, and I'm not a big yeller screamer, but more just like, hey, we're going to do it the right way, and we're going to keep doing it until we do it right. And if it takes a little bit longer than we want, we're going to start running. And you know what I mean? Like, running seems to solve every issue.
Hell yeah.
It does pretty well. I mean, from my experience, if we got double digit turnovers, that for each one we had to run that many horses.
Yeah, it's not fun. Nobody really likes running, right?
If the turnover is low, man, we did not want any extra running in practice.
No. And see, I didn't play basketball growing up. I was track and field, so still a sport. But I mean, talk about the biggest turnoff. It's track and field. I don't want to run, even though I'm in track and field. They're like, if you don't hit this mark, this, that, here's your punishment. Like, you gotta hit, keep improving. And if you don't get there, you got to go run laps. And I'm like, that is the last thing I want to do. I do not want to go run laps, even though I'm literally in the sport where you
run, right?
Yeah.
No,
I'm out. So let me do whatever I need to do in the gym, lifting weights, in order to at least hit my goals and things that my coaches wanted me to do. I did it. I was not running more than I had to. So
true.
Absolutely.
So true. And Matt even throws that out sometimes, like, oh, if you guys make this, like, the coaches will run. I'm like, please don't hit that. Please don't hit that goal. I do not want to run.
You're like, this was not in my job description.
Exactly.
That's other duties as assigned.
Right.
No way.
So I guess probably one of our last questions before we chat about the actual game from Monday. What's been your favorite game so far of the season, whether that was accomplished goals across the board, biggest improvement, the best atmosphere, or just the one that you wanted to get that dub the most?
Yeah, I got a couple. There's a couple up there.
Okay.
I think the Arkansas State one is there just because obviously they're a really good program, and we really didn't know exactly who we were. Like we did well in our scrimmage against UTSA, and we had really good moments against Sam Houston, and but we knew that was going to be a kind of a measuring stick of who we were, where we were, and what we could be, and the guys just crushed it in that game. So that was fun, just to be like, oh, okay, we got something here. And I would say also Pepperdine is up there for me, just because we lost a really tough one at Fresno State, and and then came out and we're down so much in the first half, and then again, like, the guys rallied and came back from that huge deficit and found a way to win it at the end. And again, that's the moments where you're like, all right, this is a resilient group. And there was a lot of moments where we could have hung our heads, but just kept going and finished that trip off strongly. And then, of course, the last game against Mcneese is right there too, just because of the quality of opponent and that being our only conference loss so far, and the crowd and all of the things that went with it. So those, I'll give you a top three. Those will be my top three so far.
Excellent top three.
Those are great choices. I feel like it was truly after that trip out west to Pepperdine and to Fresno. I think for me, that was when I kind of had the moment as well, like, oh, I think we have something here. Because again, like we've talked about so many times, just in general, it's the first year of the coaching staff and this team. And, we try to tell everybody, like, listen, this is a rebuilding year in all intents and purposes. So we don't know what we're getting. This could be a really tough year to watch. We're trying to be realistic. Like, let's just be realistic. Let's have that expectation. Don't get your hopes up too high. Let's just see what we got. And then we go and have this trip out west, and we have that big come, like, okay, now listen here, fellas. This could be something good. And then look where we're at now. And so I don't know about what y'all talk about in your offices and locker rooms, but I'm going to be honest. I didn't see this coming. Like, I knew we had a good team. I knew that these guys could really win together as long as they continued to win together and be right. Just like the hashtag. But, to be where we're at now, if you would have asked me that at the beginning of the season, I would have been like, whew, that'd be great. But I don't know. I don't know if we'll get there. So
no, you're right. I think just taking it one game at a time, and it sounds cliche sometimes, right? But that's something that Matt really believes in, and we all do, and we all bought into, is just like, let's just focus on what's in front of us, and just doing our best at that, and not worry about what we've already done and what's coming up, but like just do that. And it's hard to do. It sounds like it's like, oh, that's easy, we'll do that, but it's tough.
Right.
But
we just didn't want to put the cart before the horse. You know what I mean? And now that here we are in February, and, we have a little bit over a month left of the regular season. It's been a crazy season, and in the best possible way. Like, couldn't have asked for better, honestly.
Could not have far exceeded our expectations. And I mean, I'll tell you this, I told Matt this the first time I met him. Alex already met him, but when we did our episode, and this is just me being completely realistic and understanding how many factors there are in the equation behind the scenes to make all of this work. And so I said, look, I literally only have 2 asks for you this
Two.
season. 2. Number 1, run and offense.
Any offense.
2, make the conference tournament. If you can get those 2 items, I think the educated fan will be happy because that's a vast improvement from where we were last season. And I mean, y'all totally blown it out of the water. So
check. Because as of yesterday, I think they posted that we have officially clinched a berth in the tournament, and the season isn't even over yet, which is far in advance and where we were last season, so didn't even make the tournament. So we're happy about that. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, so I guess let's switch gears and talk a little bit about the game. I guess that's kind of what we're here for, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, big game coming in. I'm just going to be honest. My stomach was in knots the whole day. I don't know how everybody else was feeling, but I was anxious the whole day. Not because I was nervous about the game itself and how it would go. I knew that it would be a dogfight regardless. I think I was just nervous because I knew what it would mean. What it would mean to the guys and the staff and the fans to get the win, and I was just nervous for that.
No, I was extra anxious Monday because I had a client meeting in Plano at 1.
Okay.
And so I was like, I'm going to be cutting it close. Like, I'll get there when I get there, but I'll probably miss tip off. And there's nothing I hate more than that, especially on a big game. So I was definitely like from Central Heights to the Coliseum. I had it on my phone trying to like side eye watch it as I roll down. But yeah, it was, we had a much bigger lead at the beginning than I expected.
Yep.
And that did not last, but
nope. Didn't.
Still got the dub. So I'll hand it over to you for whatever commentary you want to dive into first.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
My thing is real quick is just, I guess, before the game, like what was the feeling in the locker room? How was everybody feeling? I mean, I know everybody just as always, treat it like in any other game, but it was a big game. So
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely a big game. I mean, the guys were definitely locked in. You could tell that. And just even like in our walkthroughs and our preparation for the game, but not in a tight way. They were still loose, but you could tell they were locked in. And I mean, we all knew what was, it's the two best teams in the league going at it, at least in the standings, right? And so we knew it was a big one, and a lot of buzz with obviously the students and everyone and alums, and everyone was a lot more people came back for it than we've seen in any other game, right? So there was just a lot of activity, even with like the tailgating and stuff out front. So obviously that atmosphere just continues to build excitement, and so we were all like you, like just ready for the game to start, or maybe not, wanted to wait a little bit so you could get there on time, but. But no, I didn't think there was anything crazy from the team, and the guys knew, you're prepared, and that was the biggest thing. So it's just go out and do it. And I mean, Matt said it before the game, and it's just like, this isn't going to make our season, and if we don't win, it's not going to, our season's not over. But to be able to go out there and perform the way the guys did, I mean, to come out the way we did and get a lead and hold them to 19 points in the first half, which was by far the lowest they've scored in a half all year. And
that was incredible.
And then insanity.
Yeah, it was impressive. The guys were flying around, and then in the second half, they made their push and took the lead, and then just like we talked about in the Pepperdine game, just to take that and then come back and finish the game and make some big shots and get stops and rebounds at the end to win it, which is kind of the reverse of what happened the first time we played them. Was again just another growth moment for the group, and just shows what this group is all about and the grit that they have. So it was awesome. I mean, just the excitement in the facility and the way the game went and all of it was you couldn't really ask for much more in a college basketball game.
It was electric in there. And listen, and that's not even a full stadium.
Right.
I mean, because we have both been there when it was full to the brim, packed out, couldn't find a seat, standing room only, which is what obviously we're trying to get back to. And I think because of that game, we are getting there.
We're getting closer.
Yeah.
So many people after that game came to both of us and separately together said that was the most fun they've had at a game in years. That was the most exciting game that they've watched in the Sawmill in years. And when you hear that, you're like, okay, so that means you're coming back, right?
Exactly.
Right. And so, I mean, the excitement is there. The team, you guys, the coaching staff, everyone as a whole is bringing that back. And there's nothing more exciting for us as fans and as longtime watchers and followers of this program to see. And so that game was great. It was everything that we wanted and more. Obviously, getting the win is a cherry on top. But the competitiveness, the drive, the grit, the never say die type of mentality that this team has was great. Loved it.
Yeah, it was a good like showcase game for people that haven't had a chance to follow the team much up to this point. I think that's a good way, as it was kind of like our whole season in some ways in one game, right?
Yeah.
So you got to see a lot of the qualities and traits that the group has in big moments.
Completely.
So I think we've kind of covered your high points overall for the game. I don't know if you're a Seinfeld fan, but Alex and I are, and so
I am.
Yes.
Okay, so our segment titles, we use Festivus as the inspiration. So it's the feats of strength and then the airing of grievances. So were there any grievances specifically that you would like to air about that game? And I have one, but we'll let you go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Grievances. Let's see. I can't talk about the officiating. That would be poor form. So
you can let Evelyn do that.
I'll do that one. Don't worry.
You'll get that one.
She'll cover that. Don't worry, Jimmy.
Man, I'm trying to think if I have anything else. Maybe that the $10,000 shot didn't go down.
That's fair.
That's good.
I'll go with that.
No, you can count on me, I guess is what I'm saying, to have your back on the officiating. Now, people who watch us and know us well know that. So my dad refereed college basketball.
Okay.
So I've been around it my whole life. I know how it goes. I know they can't be perfect. I know the rules. I know the ins and outs. Now the dogs are barking. So I don't complain about the officiating often. Because I'm sure, as you know, I find that the people who gripe the most are the ones who know the least about what they're even complaining about.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
The officials are getting them going too.
Right?
They get worked up real quick. Yeah.
But anyway, there are a few foundational things that will really get me fired up about the officiating. And now she's coming to say hi.
Oh,
Hi,
nice.
And yawn because I'm boring her apparently. So my main things, this is Alex's favorite one to grieve about, is consistency. When you're not making consistent calls on what actually constitutes a foul on one end of the floor or the other, or just the entire game. And for me, it's really controlling the game. Hold on. Because if you're not consistent with what constitutes fouls or what is the behavior that's acceptable by the officiating crew, then the game quickly gets out of hand and can be unsafe. And that's just a foundational thing. Anyway, hold on. So for this game, my number one official grievance was when, and my dad even complained about this one, so it's a legitimate complaint. When Latif was literally halfway in the air for that layup, and this guy's literally just out there slipping and sliding in his own sweat and Cece's sweat, and he blows the whistle mid-play. There's number one strike. Then their coach runs all the way out there. Daisy. No technical. Two different officials have to remove two of their players to their bench. No technical. And I'm like, do none of these officials have the balls to call a tech? Because I mean, sometimes it just needs to be done to gain control of the game. But more importantly, my dad's gripe was if you have a player go down, which first of all, it was obvious that he was not injured. And second of all, he wasn't even in the lane. It's not as if he was an obstacle or a risk for some other player to trip over and get injured. So there really was no reason to even worry about it. But even if he was, you know, my dad's like, you wait on the play that's in progress to finish. And then when it's a safe moment, you blow the whistle. Unless maybe there's a bone sticking out of skin, then you blow the whistle right then and there. But like literally, he was just sliding in his own sweat.
Yeah.
There's just so many factors I didn't understand.
Yeah, that was a new one. I hadn't seen that one before, but I think we ended up scoring on the possession, so it ended up being okay. But
Yes,
that was a big moment for sure.
It was a big one. It got everybody fired up. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
just like that. Nothing about that was correct. It just boggled the mind. Yeah.
I mean, you really want the team or the fans really all to come together against something. It's when that stuff happens, and then you really get everybody fired up. Like,
right.
I mean, yeah, especially for their team. I'm like, you idiots! You literally just caused something that just made this entire place blow the roof off, and now we have so much more hype and juice. Way to go! Thank you very much. Like,
Yeah,
appreciate that, player. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you are dumb.
Yeah. Well, and so typically I'm from Nacogdoches, and that's where my parents live, but I live in Tyler.
Okay.
Typically, if I can't stick around after the game to go by my parents and have the post game breakdown chat with my dad, I call him on the drive back so we can debrief. So anyways, in our like 20-minute conversation breaking down that game is when he aired his grievance about that. And then one of the other referees, he was like, he wasn't that good the first half, but then the second half, he just didn't do anything. He just phoned it in. And it was hilarious because I was griping about that whole, I mean, I don't know. I guess my dad's main gripe with that is that they blew the whistle when they shouldn't have. I was just like, how did they not get 3 technicals out of that? That's what blew my mind. And Dad was like, yeah. And he was like, well, and it was funny because at the very beginning of the season, the first few games, my dad made the comment. He was like, well, Briar just, he doesn't seem to get very animated. He's pretty calm, whatever. And we've seen him get a little more
LOL,
outgoing and vocal during the games, obviously all in good ways, not bad.
Love it.
But so when I was like, how did none of them get a technical? And Dad's like, yeah, I don't know. But he was like, Briar was working towards getting one. But he said rightly so. He had legitimate complaints on everything he brought up. But anyway, I thought that was funny because we've been waiting to see.
We've been waiting
if and when he'll get one. So
we're counting down. But like in such a good way, because I mean, there's nothing I love more, especially to like seeing a coach get so fired up and like protecting and defending his team as one should, and bringing up legitimate concerns. He's not just getting mad just for nothing. It's legitimate stuff, right? And it's one thing to get upset over every little nitpicky little thing, and I'm like, okay, that's just too much. Like,
yeah,
because you're just making a mountain out of a molehill at that point, and that's just not conducive and or it's kind of just a waste. And so I'm like, if you're going to get mad at legitimate things. And I feel like that is exactly what he does. Whereas you said earlier, you're not really a yeller. You're more of like the kind of like cool, calm, and collected. And we've noticed that.
Yeah.
We see a lot back there, Jimmy.
Yeah.
We're very observant. But we love it. And just seeing the dynamic of everybody's role. Because again, Matt's a very big role guy. And so seeing everybody's role and how everybody just meshes together so well has been really fun. But yeah, that game on Monday, I mean, there were so many things. I mean, I really don't have too many grievances, honestly. I have so many, I have a lot of strengths about things that, I mean, obviously Keon is a huge strength. I mean, Keon is insane. His work ethic is wild. His father was sitting behind us the whole game.
Okay, nice.
And so we got a little sneak peek into the mindset of Keon. And I mean, I literally turned around and told him, I was like, your son overthinks things. And I also said he is so soft-spoken and so like demure. I was like, I would love for once to just see him get fired up about something, anything, for God's sakes.
Well, he gets fired up. He gets fired up for sure. So
I'm sure he does, but
he's a competitive guy.
Yeah. Exactly. I feel like he is so locked in that it's like, but he also, I feel like, puts so much on his shoulders. And sometimes I wish he would just kind of take a breath. But I don't know. You don't get 21 points and 7 rebounds and 3 assists by not taking it seriously, I guess.
No, he is an ultimate competitor for sure. So
truly is. He truly is. But his dad was on his case. I don't think Keon heard it, but his dad was on his case the whole game.
That makes sense. It
is. It's just funny. And I was just like laughing at him the whole time because he was just talking to Keon. Obviously, Keon can't hear him, but
right.
But it is funny, though, every once in a while when Keon would come off the bench, he would, like, make eye contact with his dad. And he's just like, he's always looking for me in the stands. And I'm like,
oh, man.
I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he's making sure you're approving of his style. I don't know. But tell us a little bit about Cam.
Yeah.
And we love Cam. Cam is a hoot, first of all. He's wild. But we love Cam's. He just has such a great shot. Yeah. So maybe just tell us a little bit about Cam and your use of him and where he fits in the lineup and stuff like that, because we know he's a starter. But you know.
No, Cam is has a great personality for sure. He's a great guy to be around. Very funny. And I have not seen many guys that can shoot the ball like he can. It's it is very impressive what he can do. And so it was cool to see him, showcase that in the first half. He's done it all year, but obviously to hit those shots in the first half to get us a lead and make one from whatever city that was on the logo. I don't know, but it was pretty somewhere in there in Texas. Was nice. But I think the biggest thing that Cam has brought to the team is just like his willingness to listen and learn. And obviously he came here as a heralded shooter, but he's accepted a much bigger responsibility from a defensive standpoint. And, he's sticking his nose in there to rebound and diving on loose balls, and is taking on more of a leadership role on the team. And so just seeing him grow up a lot, since we first got together into where he's at now, I think is really speaks volumes about the character that he has, because he was kind of just known as a shooter. But for us, he's a lot more than that now, and a huge part of where we're at. So, but yeah, from a personality standpoint, he's one of the fun ones to be around for sure.
we can tell that. And just to add on to what you said, I mean, we can see that he has a really good attitude about everything, because we're just lucky enough to have Cam and Narit, who are so exceptional from the 3-point line. And if we didn't have either one of them, the other would probably get more minutes. And they both seem to be very happy and accepting of whatever contribution it is they can give to the team on that specific game. So that's good to see.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, great character team guys, both of them. And both of them, they can shoot, and it is fun to watch when one of them has it going, but when both of them have it going.
It really is. There are some games where Alex and I are like, we want both of them on the floor at the same time. So
I just want to shoot off. Like, I just want them both out there just crushing it at the same time. I know that's like,
there's just only so many, lineups that you can do that include that, depending upon who you're playing, all that stuff. And we totally understand that. We're just, we're greedy.
I'm being selfish. I'm greedy. I'm like, let's get them both out there and just get wild with it,
And just let it rip.
Let it rip. Oh, that'd be so great. I would love it. The other team would just absolutely crawl home with the tail between their legs. Like whoever poor soul you put that on. Oh my God. So one thing,
we got a lot of good players, so then you have to figure out who to take out. And that's the hard part.
That's the hard part. That's exactly the thing. And because we talked about this a few podcasts ago, I was like, man, it'd be cool if we can get them out there at the same time. And then we sat there and looked through at the lineup. We're like, but who do you take out? Like,
And that's the part of y'all's job that I don't envy one bit. Because y'all are just lucky enough this season to have such a fantastic roster to where there's so many different people that you're like, I would love to have them on the floor all the time. And so it's not even like, oh, I would like to give them more playing time. It's like we could really benefit from all of these guys having more minutes on the floor, but there's only so many minutes for 5 positions. So
Yep, I know. It's always a fun exercise. It's like, all right, we got 200 minutes, and then how much do you think everyone should play? And then you look at it when you're done, you're like, oh, I've got 320 minutes on here. Like, how are we going to figure this one out? So it is a good problem to have, though, for sure.
It truly is. Another thing Jacqueline and I love to do is during games, we like to sit there and figure out which one of you lucky souls have the scout that game. And so
usually, well, in the past, when we had coaches that we had several seasons, we could pick it out during warm-ups.
Pick it out. This season's been harder.
A little more time to kind of figure y'all out, but
yeah. Okay. So who had the scout on a Mcneese game?
So we actually split up the scouts. So everyone kind of has a hand in every game, and everyone kind of has their own roles and responsibilities within the scouts. So you would have probably never figured that one out because it's all of us.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there's some games where it seems a little more that one takes a little bit more of the verbal lead on stuff, but that does make sense why
it never was apparent.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So now it makes sense why every gamer I have no idea who's in charge of this game.
We all have a hand in it. Yep.
Which I love that, and I feel like that makes so much sense now that you say that in terms of how, again, like we call them Matty Ice, how Matty Ice operates, and how y'all as a group, as coaches, operate together. It's a group effort. It's not any one of your. It's everybody's responsibility to have a say and a part of the preparation.
Yep, for sure.
So what is it usually the same thing every game that you have a part in your preparation, or is it different depending on who the matchup is?
So
you don't have to give us the whole recipe, but
I don't need to know the secret sauce behind.
So we're kind of split up offense and defense. So me, Jovan, and Trajan focus on defensive stuff, and Matt, Payne, and Luke focus more on the offensive side of it. So, and then we all just kind of have our own responsibilities within that, within the offense and defense. And obviously we have staff meetings, we all talk about everything, but as far as watching film and preparation and practice and stuff like that, those are the areas we're watching more.
Interesting.
That makes sense. Love to see it. I guess what was your favorite part of the game on Monday, or what was the turning point when you realized, okay, we got not necessarily got this in the bag, but that this game, we got it. We're going to win this game, or you think that was the moment that kind of clinched it or sealed it?
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's a particular moment, obviously the Latif shot stands out just because it was such a tough shot to make. But I mean, I think the biggest thing was just the atmosphere, right? I know I keep bringing it up, but you never know how your team's going to respond when you get into those moments with that kind of atmosphere. And we haven't seen that at home yet. And so we've seen on the road, but not at home. And so that was cool just to see the guys, and even, I mean, all of us just feeding off the energy of the crowd. And sometimes the crowd doesn't really know what to do. I feel like when people don't come to games a lot, they're like, hey, we need you to yell and cheer right now. This is the time when you're supposed to be doing it. So it felt like we were figuring that out as we went too. It's all right, they're shooting free throws, let's yell, or whatever it is,
Right. Well, and a lot of I feel like a majority, or not, but a good portion of our fans are older people who are not probably going to stand up, or they're going to be afraid that they're blocking the person behind them's view and whatever. And I'm glad that Matt was like, come on, everybody, stand up. We got 2 minutes left. It's down to the wire. Let's stand up and get turned up. But Yeah, I think Latif's shot was definitely like the beginning of the turning point. For me, so this is a quick sidebar, but you'll appreciate this, I think, since you worked for Pfizer. So
Yeah.
my mother worked in the medical field, and unfortunately last year we used this the opposite way around because we were typically the one who was going to lose. But when it hit that moment where I was like, oh, there's no turning back, like we're done, I would just look at Alex and do this and call time of death.
Time of death.
So the time of death for Mcneese in that game, and in my opinion, like the official, we're calling it, they're dead, was CC's block.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
It was that they were done. Crank the bus.
That was awesome. That was awesome. And yeah, Ack hit some big shots.
I was gonna say mine was one of Ack's. I mean, he wasn't even set, and he shot that three kind of falling over on the wing closest to the bench, and I didn't think it was going in, but that thing went in, and I even messaged him after the game. I was like, I lost my shit during this. Like, if you could see me in the background of the recording, I literally almost fell over the thing because I was just like, holy crap, that went in, and I lost it in that moment. Big fan. Big fan.
It was great. A lot. I mean, I felt like everybody had a hand in it, and it was just a lot of fun. So now we just gotta keep it rolling.
Right. So to kind of wrap that up and talk about the future, and then we'll let you go. Obviously, we have a game tomorrow. Got another one on Monday, and just what is the messaging? What are you guys talking about in the locker room? Again, don't need all the secret sauce to the pasta, but like just need to know, what's the messaging going forward? And then, I mean, we've already clinched a berth into the Southland Conference tournament, which at the end of the day, we got to win that to get into the dance. And so, regardless of where we end up in terms of seeding. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to win that freaking tournament. So, so what's the messaging? What's the vibe?
Yeah, I mean, we know Lamar is a really good team. I mean, I think that's the message for sure. Is obviously we went out there and played a really competitive game with them there. Gave up 81 points, which is the most points we've given up all year. I think it's the only time we've given up 80.
I wasn't going to say anything. I'm glad you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, we were able to score 89. So, we definitely got to. They have a lot of weapons, and they've got a lot of guys that we've got to account for that do things really well. And they're an older group too. So, I mean, that's the focus. We'll be practice this morning. We're back this evening to walk through and watch some film and just make sure we know what we're doing, and get ready for shoot around tomorrow. And we know we're gonna have a game on our hands. They're big and physical, and that's really all we're focusing on is just getting that one, and then then we'll turn the page to. I know who we play next, but I'll act like I don't. We're just all it is Lamar. So.
One game at a time.
No, but seriously, that really is it. It's just like,
yeah.
There's no time for if you are celebrating the last one and then you slip up in the next one, then the last one doesn't mean anything. So it's just like we got to keep it moving forward and get this one tomorrow.
And to add to your notes about Lamar, I mean, Alex and I will tell you from years of watching the Jacks, Lamar, I'm going to tell you right now, as plainly as I can say it, every single season, whether they're at the top of the conference or they could be dead ass last, when they play us, it's going to be their best game of the season.
Every time.
I believe it. And they're
they pull it together out of nowhere for us. So even if we think on paper and on the scouting report and on what they've done so far during the season that they're not going to be a threat, you never know.
Yeah. And this year they're good, man. They're very talented. So,
yeah. I mean, that's why I don't take what any team has done previously in the season, like what their current wins and losses are. I don't care because it's literally like for any given Sunday, right? Like anybody can beat anybody on any day of the week, no matter how good you are, how bad you are. It does not matter. It doesn't.
You're right.
So you take every game as they come and you think of it as, this is a competitive sport, they're going to compete. They're not just going to roll over and, you'll rub the belly. Like, no, they're going to compete and they're going to give you everything they got. So, I mean, because everybody's vying for a chance to get into the tournament.
Yeah. And it's like super bunched, it's like.
It is super bunched in the middle.
It is. So everyone is still in the mix and everyone is jockeying for buys and getting in and all of the things that are still out there. So
all of it. All of it.
Yeah. The league is really good this year. It is.
It's
very good.
It's a good problem to have. Usually.
So speaking of, now that we know that you're working on the defensive part of the scouting report and you want to hold them to less than 81, we'll wrap it up and let you get on to that, because I know you're probably going to be working on that. We don't want to take up too much of your day, but man, we really appreciate you taking the hour out for us today. So happy to have you on and chat more about all the amazing stuff y'all are doing this season.
No, I appreciate it. And thank y'all for showing up and doing all that you do for the program. It means a lot to have y'all always there supporting us. So we appreciate you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jimmy. We appreciate y'all, like she said. And honestly, couldn't be happier about the group of guys that y'all have brought together. And my mom, she's watching it right now. And she's one of those oldies who stands up every time. And she said, thank you for bringing back excitement to SFA basketball. She said, I'd definitely stand up. That's her with her Jack Around the Flying Out sign. We probably saw that a few games ago. And then one of our other longtime followers, Dennis, he was at the game. He said, I was an older person jumping through the roof. He had his axe handle with him on Saturday. On Monday night. He was there ready to go. Just wanted to show you that couple
That's
of
awesome.
comments that people were giving. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So again, thank you so much, Coach Smith, and we look forward to the rest of the season. And we're here if y'all need anything. Or again, don't worry about the refs. We'll take care of them for you.
Yeah. I didn't say anything about them. That was all y'all.
Exactly.
I've even caught him in the tunnel at halftime before and told him.
He's done it.
And just said you need to do better. So
I love it.
He's done it.
I love it.
Yes.
Oh man.
All right. You have a great day, Coach, and we'll see you later.
All right. See y'all tomorrow. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. Oh man.
What a fun guest.
Dude, Jimmy is amazing. We've loved watching him on the sidelines. When he says that he's cool, calm, and collected, like that's a legit kind of description of him. But he also is having a really good time, and he's making sure the players are having a good time and making sure they're doing what they need to do on that end. And now I'm glad we know that he handles a lot of the defense. So that makes sense. Why? Let me pull that back up again. It might take me a minute, but Jacqueline can talk while I'm pulling that back up.
Yeah. While you are looking for that, I'll go ahead and give the general history background.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So going into Monday night's game, our previous matchup history versus Mcneese, we had 29 wins and 23 losses. Our last matchup, as we discussed with Coach Jimmy, we did lose only by 2 points, 66-64 in Lake Charles, January 5th. Our largest margin of victory against them was 86-57, and that was in 2016. Smallest margin of victory was 1 point, 55-54 in 1991.
I love it. Okay, I found it. Okay, so there was an article that was posted. I'll have to give shout outs in a minute to who wrote it and tell you where to find it. But what was said in this article, it says right here, what is old is new again. It's just that the new flavors are a little different and create a different taste than the old ones. The Jacks rank in the top 50 nationally in combined rebound/turnover margin. That's really good. So it's plus 113 or plus 4.9 per game. So that's pretty good. And then per College Basketball Analytics, the Jacks have given up just 14 8-0 runs all season.
Nice.
Defense be defensing.
It does.
Defense be defensing. Again, and anybody that's been watching the team and watching their journey from the very first game to now, it's obvious. Like, I mean, and you have players that are coming in who have really stepped up their defensive game. I mean, Teef has been all over the place defensively. Rit, who I didn't expect to be a defender, you know, he's a shooter, but he's also a really good defender.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's just stuff like that. I mean, even in one of Coach Matty Ice's post-game pressers, he talks about how we're making opposing offenses uncomfortable and how we've been able to, we as in them, they have been able to do that. And so it's just been, it's been an absolute joy to watch this team on every level of the game. Okay, so you did the game notes, right?
Yeah, the background. So if you want to,
yeah, I'm pulling up the standings.
Perfect.
Okay, so all right, here we are on Friday, February the 6th. Here are the current standings in the Southland Conference. We got a little school in East Texas. They're purple. The mascot's a lumberjack. Maybe you've heard of them. SFA, top of the board at 13-1, 20-3 overall. Then we have Mcneese at 11-3, 18-5 overall. And then you have everybody else. You got Nichols at 9-5. And this is what we were talking about just a few seconds ago, where the middle, like, you know, we have us and Mcneese, and then we got Nichols is up there. But the middle of the pack is really tight. Like A&M Corpus Christi, UTRGV, New Orleans, and they're all 8-6. Lamar 7-7. That's a sneaky 7-7. Sneaky 7-7. Like we were just talking about this. This is who we're playing tomorrow. This team is still sneaky good. They can come up and bite you in the butt if you're not prepared. Then you got UIW at 5-9. Then you got 3 teams at 4-10. Commerce, HCU, Northwestern, and then last you got Southeastern at 3-11. So again, that middle section of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams is really tightly benched. Yeah. And I mean, again, we have only so many more games left in the season before it's the conference tournament, and there's going to start to be some separation, but it's going to be tight. I'm telling you.
It is. All right. General notes for this game. Same starting lineup. If you don't know who they are, then
you're not paying attention.
You're under a rock. We did win 67-60. I believe that this was the highest attendance we've had thus far this season with 5,687. It sure was nice to see that many people in the Sawmill. We still want to go for gold with it packed all the way out, but that was nice.
Yeah, I mean, what's our max capacity? 7 something?
Yeah, I think it's like 72,
something like that,
88 or something like that. It's around 7,200.
Right. Yes. I mean, we're not far off, people. Like, let's go.
Agreed.
Okay.
John Kennedy's stat section for this game. Our field goal percentage was 36.8%. Our 3-point percentage was 36. The same. Free throw percentage was 80%. We had 16 points in the paint, 17 points off turnovers, 10 second chance points, 4 fast break points. We had 19 points from the bench. The score was tied twice and the lead changed 6 times. Did not feel like it was that many times, but
no, I know. But in the second half, like it was 100%.
Yeah.
I felt every time that dang lead changed, I felt it in my bones.
Our total rebounds was 32. We had 11 offensive, 21 defensive boards, 72-03. Okay, I knew it was 72 something.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hunter.
Thanks, Hunter.
Where was I? 17 fouls, 12 turnovers. They had 16 turnovers. 9 steals, 4 blocks, and 9 assists. Our game leaders, top of the leaderboard was Keon with 21 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. I'm assuming that was 1 steal. I messed up my notes there.
There was no steals.
Okay.
I don't know where the one came from.
Okay. Cam had 12 points, 1 rebound. Did he have 3 something, or did I mess that up too?
Yeah, there's no 3 anything. He
Okay.
had, that was all his stats.
Who knows what I did there, you guys?
It's okay.
I'm so excited about this win. Latif had 11 points, 2 rebounds, 4 steals, 1 assist. Ack with 9 points, 1 rebound, 1 block. And Rit with 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 assist.
Correct. And Gerald had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks.
Yay.
1 steal. All right. I know, obviously, I know who your player of the game is. Players of the game. So I'm gonna let you go, and then I'll bring it back in around.
Okay, man, this one's so hard because when I get into my feats of strength, I'll talk about everybody contributed in a way that I feel like made the win. I think if you took any of them out of the equation, it may not happen the same way. But I mean, obviously we have Keon at the top of the leaderboard. A lot of rebounds as well, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Cam was super on fire though from the 3-point line, so I got to give him some love for that too. Keon the Great, ruler of all East Texas collegiate basketball from DDT. So yeah, that was a tough one, but Cam sure was looking good. All of his points were from threes.
God. I mean, 100%. Listen, I'll give you my player of the game in a sec. Cam, there's nothing that blows. I mentioned it when we were talking to Jimmy. There's nothing that gets the stands and the players more hyped up than coming against and booing the refs. But also, I guess right up there next to it, nothing gets people fired up and ready to absolute run through a brick wall when somebody hits a 3. I'm just
a 3 or a dunk. Those are God that get the people going, man.
Gets the people going, and we had a bunch of 3s. I mean, Rit had 2, Ack had 2, obviously Cam's 4, Keon had 1. Woo! I mean, love to see it. But man, the Cam with his 4, he just knows how to juice up those boys. Also, okay, well, let me just give you my player of the game, and I'm just going to give it to him because you already mentioned Cam and Keon, but I'm just going to tell it's Ack for me because of those shots there in the second half that really put us ahead. We needed him bad.
We did.
We needed him bad, and those 2. I know it's only 2, but they were 2 big 3s.
They were well timed.
2 big 3s, and God, the one that he shot that was off, like he literally was like shooting it as he was falling over right on the wing, closest to the bench and us. I was like, oh God, oh no, oh God. And I was like, I was not prepared for that to go in because again, he wasn't set. Like he was shooting it off balance and went in. Oh my God. DDT's telling us his players of the game.
Let's hear it.
Teef and Cece. Love to see it.
So
many of the guys can be playing the game. 100%.
Yes. So I'm glad that comment came in at the perfect time because those were going to be my next 2 mentions. We said, the last few games, Latif has been handling the ball more, and he's been doing fantastic at that. On this game, he was doing it all.
He was all over the place.
Doing it all. He was shooting outside. He was driving in. He was handling the ball.
But for me, it's the 4 steals.
For me, defense, that fadeaway jumper off 1 foot. I mean, come on. And CC, we don't even have to sing his defensive praises because it's there every game. But he's one of those. Hello, Teef's dad. That was a great interview with Coach. An interview with the young Jack fan cheering during the live broadcast will be a game changer.
We got to find this person, this little kid. It was mentioned on Twitter multiple times that there was a small child, male, female, I don't know because we didn't watch the broadcast, literally cheering and screaming and being just into the ESPN mic almost the entire game. And they said, someone is raising a future lumberjack right. We need to know who this kid is.
So I rewatched the game today, and I did hear that.
Okay.
Okay, so we need an interview. I don't know who it was, though.
I don't know either. So if you're watching and you know exactly who we're talking about, hit us up, let us know, because we got to find this future Jack, get them some gear, and get them on the court, get them in the team locker room, make them a ball girl, ball boy, something, or I don't know. And we got to know who it is. We got to find out. So first of all, I got to figure, well, I guess it would help if we knew where they were sitting, where the ESPN mic is.
It's on the other end of the court because it's Rob.
Right. So it's got to be whoever's sitting behind Rob.
They would have been sitting right behind Rob.
Hunter, you were sitting over there. If you're still on listening, maybe you can figure out what area that is and we can go from there. Okay. Because
I can go back to the broadcast and see if
broadcast and see. Yeah, because if we can find out who this kid is, we got to get them keyed in and locked in. Locked in.
So I'm super glad that Teef's dad was here right when I was talking about him. But so I'll just go on more. But yeah, he's been so fun to watch. But especially like Alex and I've said the last few games, seeing him handle the ball more. And he's a great ball handler, and I'm not even upset about it because I don't, like I've said on previous episodes, I don't feel like it takes away from his scoring potential during the game because he's so great at creating his own shot. And if that fadeaway jumper doesn't convince you, you're blind. I don't know what else to tell you because, I mean, he can make a shot any place, anywhere, anytime. Doesn't matter. And I was on CC before we got sorry, I got sidetracked. But yeah, CC defensively, 10 rebounds this game, a block, a steal, and that block at the end of the game, like I said, that was the time of death for that shot from Latif was definitely like, we're probably not coming back, it's done. But that block by CC was, you're officially dead. We're declaring it. Crank your buses and get ready to pack it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. There was a block by somebody else that I was not expecting. Oh, it was Ack. Again, another reason why he's my player of the game, because he had a block in there that was unexpected. Again, you don't expect someone the size of Ack to get up there and get a block. You see Cece doing it. You see Gerald doing it.
Yeah. It's been so fun to watch the last few games. I'm glad.
So fun.
I'm glad you chose him. He's really been taking more offensive opportunities. And like you said about those 2 threes, it was only 2, which I mean that's not the most. It's still a lot. But more importantly, is the fact that we know he can make them, and he's not just going to throw them up there willy-nilly. And when the time comes that we really needed that 3.
Really needed those 2 threes.
If he's going to take it, he's going to make it. It's going to go in there. He's not going to waste an opportunity just to jack it up there. So
I'm telling you, like those came at such the perfect time when we needed them, and the team needed, again, that extra injection, that extra energy, that extra adrenaline. And I loved it so much. I mean, he's also 3 for 4 from the free throw line, which is amazing. Yeah. And again, we know that this team has struggled a lot with free throws, but this game we actually did really, really well.
80%. It's probably the highest we've had this season.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like the game that we needed them to perform on the stripe, we did.
And you know what? I think a part of that was, and Alex and I have jokingly said, obviously we don't yell this out at the guys because we're only trying to pump them up. But we're superstitious. We'll try anything.
We'll literally do anything to help this team win. We don't give a
So sometimes we will talk shit to each other when they get to the line about how they're not going to make it, just to see if that's the trick that makes it go in. And sometimes it works. And I think Rob must have somehow like ESP got that we were doing that, because at the very beginning of the game when I wasn't there yet, and I had my phone like propped up on my dash in front of the AC when Cece got to the line, and Lord knows we love him. He has struggled from the line this season.
We love our boy Cece.
He gets up there for his 2 free throws, and Rob literally says, which it's facts. I mean, the numbers are the numbers. That CC's free throw percentage this season is 41%, and I'm like, and then he makes both of them.
Makes both. Those are the only 2 free throws he had the entire game, and and he made both. 100%, baby. Love to see it. Love to see it. We only missed 4. I'm telling you, 80%. I will take that every day of the week and twice on Sunday, babe. I mean, the fact we were 83% in the second half too, we needed that.
We surely did.
Needed that so bad. So bad. And so it's like, it's all these little things. That's why this is a team sport. This is not an individual sport. Everybody contributed. It was a team win, team game, and everybody played their role and everybody did what they needed to do to get us over that finish line. There was one thing I wanted to ask Coach, and I forgot until just now. It's okay. But I wanted to talk about, the first game when we played Mcneese and they were pressing the absolute dog shit out of us. And then ever since then, we've worked out and figured out better ways to get out of the press. And I wanted to talk about that, and I totally forgot.
Yeah, some days we still struggle, but
we do. But I feel like comparatively,
it's gotten better
from the Mcneese first game when they and this is one of the reasons why we struggled and didn't win that game. We just were not prepared.
Yeah,
for them to press us as hard as they did, as early as they did.
And listen, I say that as a player. The thing about if you've played basketball on any level, you know this, but like a press, it seems like such a simple thing. You're just told, don't dribble to the baseline or you're going to get trapped. Hit the gaps and go for passes over dribbling. It seems very simple until you're getting pressed.
Until you're in it.
And then it's like you can't see anything. They're all in your face. You're panicking. And so like it's just one of those things you just gotta play against and against and against. Because you can know up here, you can know exactly what you're supposed to do. And then you got 2 people in front of you playing very aggressive defense, and it's like deer in the headlights.
And you're not getting called, you're not getting any cylinder foul, nothing, Jesus. I mean, there were multiple of those, which I mean, I'll wait. We're not on.
I think they just flat out forgot.
We're not on grievances. Yeah, I
haven't seen not one cylinder foul whistled this season. So like, I don't know if they just forgot what it was, or if they had in their like preseason meeting decided they're just not going to crack down on that. I don't know.
Okay, one sec. It says Nathan Haig's Daily Sentinel family usually sits behind the broadcasters and media.
Okay, don't know who that is, but
not quite sure who that is. So Hunter, I'm gonna leave it up to maybe you, since you know who that is. If you can reach out to Nathan and be like, "Hey, bro, was this you and your family yelling and cheering in basically behind the ESPN bench and microphone? If so, we need y'all A, to do that every game, and B, we need to get the kid one of your kids, whoever's yelling, we're going to get him some gear because he deserves it. Because I'm saying it was talked about hotly on Twitter. Like, I wouldn't just say it. It came up multiple times in multiple instances on the tweets.
That's a little better.
That's a little better. That's okay. Yeah.
I don't have a lot of room to.
No, you're good. You're good. Okay. What else positives before we move on to grievances? That way we're not on here for 2 hours.
Un momento. The free throws is probably what I'm the happiest with besides attendance.
Oh, well, yeah. The environment it felt like we were back in 2016 again. Like, you know what I mean? Like 2013, 2016, when that place was, you had to get there literally when the doors opened to get a good seat in general admission. Otherwise you're sitting at the top because everybody and their mama and their sister, baby, daddy are going to be there. And you gotta get there early to get a seat. Yeah. That's what it felt like. I was like, okay, mama like, but we're not all the way there, but we're getting there. I want to see more of it, and I love it.
Me too. And we've bragged on most of the lineup thus far, but I feel like everyone, like I said, really contributed in a way that was
Truly
instrumental to winning the game. We've mentioned all the top scorers and Gerald with his defensive contribution, and I hated that he fouled out, and
I know
at least 2 of his fouls were BS in my humble opinion. So there's that, take it or leave it. Yeti had some good minutes, 14 minutes, and C Green had 11 minutes, and I thought he did spectacular. He didn't score any, but he got 2 rebounds, he got a steal, and there was one time, one of the very last possessions, that he had it wide open to make an easy probably layup, but we were purposely trying to stall, and I think that speaks to even more about what Coach Jimmy said. If he was selfish and wanted to get a basket, he could have easily gone for it, and I don't even think it would have been contested, but that's not what the team was doing right then. And
correct.
He showed incredible restraint to just pull it out and give it right back to Keon and keep it moving. So
I'm glad you mentioned that, because we even in the game even said that. Like, I think we both turned to each other and I was just like, he could have easily scored there. Yeah. But the same thing is it's at the end of the game and we needed to run the clock out. And so he did the smart decision, which was to continue the play. You know what I mean? And sometimes you can't coach, you can't teach that. That's just heads up basketball. That's just basketball IQ. And
you can even tell some players that's the plan. And if they just don't want to do it that day, then
sure, of course. I will also say, okay, so we had 17 points off turnovers, and they had 16 turnovers. So we pretty much scored on every turnover. Let's see here. I'm trying to look at the biggest thing for me.
Half the turnovers.
Yeah. Is that keeping them to 19 points in the first half.
I could not have been more pleased with that, and it really sunk in today when I rewatched the game.
If we can play, imagine this. Let's just take a moment. If we can play the way that we played in that first half for the whole game, every game, unstoppable.
I agree.
Who is going, especially in the Southland, who is going to beat us? No one. Sorry. Like, I know that's really big to say, but like,
from what we've seen thus far, unless something monumental happens,
somebody has a rocket shoved up their ass and then like they're able to score above our head. Like,
it's not on the bingo card. I'll put it that way.
Sorry. Yeah, definitely not. I think that's my biggest thing, that the play that we had in that first half, if we could do that, if we can extend that out to the entire game, and do that every game, we got that Southland Conference Championship locked up. That Sweet 16 berth is looking better and better potential. I'm telling you. I'm still bitter about 2019, 2020. I'm still bitter. If Absolutely. You're a Lumberjack faithful, you're probably still bitter as well. That was the fucking year, baby. That was it. But anyway, I digress. It's in the past, but still.
We'll never be over it, but
I will never be over it. Seriously, I will never be over it. Okay, we're ready to move on. Okay, cool. Let me pull it up.
Begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now you're going to hear about it.
Go ahead, Jax.
I mean, I feel like I pretty much already did mine, so I won't rant or rave on about it more. But man, that whole pandemonium sequence of events with the refs just really got me going. Especially since what started it, per my college basketball referee dad, should have never happened, and I knew that, but at the moment I was just really more mad that they didn't get 3 technicals.
Yeah. Even if they didn't get 3, there should have been some sort of technical assessed to somebody. And
it was even more obvious whenever I rewatched it today that if their head coach wanted to try to like sell us the premise that he was going out there to make sure his player wasn't injured. You would have had to been Stevie Wonder to think that he was injured. It was literally so clear that he was just slipping around in sweat, because I think it was CeCe had fallen like right before that, and then someone else fell, and then he fell. And it was just real obvious that like he just couldn't get up, because he was trying to get up, but he had both of his feet like this on the floor, like trying to get traction. He was not injured. That's not why. The coach just wanted to have a reason to come out there and, number one, bitch with the refs, and number two, make sure that his smart mouth players didn't get themselves technicals. That's it.
Okay. I agree 100% on that. Again, even somebody should have been assessed a technical for that entire kerfuffle, because it was stupid. A couple things I obviously want to grieve about. One is Mcneese coming back and outscoring us in the second half 41-36, and obviously having multiple lead changes, and that was beyond stressful. It made it for a great game. Don't get me wrong. Everybody loved the game. It was great. It was exciting. But for those of us who take this shit seriously,
Right.
and have to then talk about it in this forum, it was stressful, and it was not that was not exciting. That was not fun for me. I was stressed out to the max. And again, if you ever see us behind the bench doing one of these, leaning forward, head in the lap, you know that we're stressed out. Okay. Didn't like that. There were, oh God, who was it? Number 2, DJ Richards. He ain't, I'm sorry. Excuse my French. I'm sorry. I'm glad I waited to curse until Coach was off the podcast, but number 2 has, how do I say this without being a total and complete horrible person? He ain't shit. Let me just say it. He was talking so much mad smack. I don't know how he didn't get excessive technical. He was talking smack to the bench, on the court. And after the game was over, I wish people could have seen the ridiculous pandemonium happening as Mcneese was walking off the court to go up the tunnel into the visiting team area. Him and the rest of those little jerk-offs were yelling and screaming back and forth to the student section, to the football team that was sitting there. It was pandemonium. And I'm just like, again, you ain't shit. You scored 8 points.
Agree. And you know what? I'm glad that you brought that up about the ending, because here's another grievance for me. For once at our place on the security, which it's nowhere near my grievance from
I know. Okay, I know.
Northwestern, but it's small because there was no issue. But had there been an issue, what they did wouldn't have helped. So at the end of the game, I guess the two, I don't know if there were more cops at the game, but 2 of them came down the staircase right beside us and literally just stood on the other side of the wall. I'm supposing to watch the end of game handshake line, but here's the thing: if anyone in the handshake line was gonna start something, they were behind the bench of chairs. So how are you gonna help do anything if a fight breaks out? You're not in a position to even help. So if you're gonna go down on the floor, maybe walk around to the front of the chairs so that, if a fight breaks out, you can actually do something.
Well,
and maybe escort them off the floor to make sure that nothing breaks out down there, because
you're on the wrong side, my dude.
I don't know what they were so concerned about where they were standing right there. They weren't going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, because listen, like you don't have to worry about us. It's literally Jacqueline, myself, Laura, and a bunch of the old biddies from First Methodist who, you know what I mean? Like, we're not the ones you have to be concerned about. It's the young folks on the other side. And I did see 2 UPD officers on that. So there were some down there, but I'm like, it's not us.
I don't know what they thought they were going to stop standing on that wall. But
I mean, listen, I'll say a thing if I got to say something, but that it wasn't us you got to worry about, my friend. Because we're grown adults down here at the end, and I really don't want to be on the 5 o'clock news. Local woman starts fight basketball brawl.
Right. We're not trying to
I'm not trying to get
Sean Hightower services just yet.
no. Listen, I'm saving my Sean Hightower get out of jail free card for something
For a
legitimate.
rainy day, yeah.
For getting me out of a international jail.
Pickle. Oh.
Something, you know what I mean? Like something good, like something that would be a good story.
Yeah.
And that ain't it. I hope I never have to use his services, but you know, here we are. Okay. Let's see. Grievance. They had more points in the paint than we did. They had more second chance points than we did. Other than that, I mean, the stuff that Jacqueline mentioned and number 2 acting like he was God's gift to mankind. I mean, even from the way that he walked and ran on the court. I mean, everything about him irritated me to no end. And I'm just like, he was talking smack when he had 2 points on the board. I'm like, you are not anything. You're nothing. It'd be different if you had the points to back up the yakin, but you did nothing. You scored 8 points. Nada.
He got a triple single, in the words of Chuck.
That's good. Anyway, so it's just those small little things that just get under my skin. Other than that, we won. We got the dub. That's at the end of the day, all that matters to us. It was a great game. It was at times very stressful because second half they came back in it, which we knew they're not going to roll over and just let us have it for free. Yeah. They were going to come back. And I knew that as soon as we came out of halftime, I was like, all right, buckle in, babies. Cause it's nothing is free in the Sawmill. I promise you. And they're not going to roll over and die. It's Mcneese. They're going to put up a fight and it's going to be a dog fight. But yeah, other than that, I mean, won by 7 points, happy about it. We got some games coming up though, don't we?
We sure do.
Okay, so what's one word describe this whole game, Jacqueline?
Oh my God.
I'm going to say electric.
Well, shit.
I can't think of anything. I like you could use axed. You could use.
We'll go with axed.
I like it because you said Mcneese got axed, which they did.
They did.
Listen, it feels so good to be back up at the top. Like it's one of those things where like it was a lot less. It was still stressful to not be like the one with the target on your back, like because for so many years in the Southland, like we were the team, we were the one to beat. You know, nothing was a real big competition for us. We were whooping everybody's butt, and this was just like it was nothing. And so it became a little stagnant, and that's one of the reasons why we enjoyed so much moving to a different conference because it was a higher level of competition, and it was different, and it was the whole 9 yards, and it was just, you know. And then coming back into the conference, I was like, okay, God bless, here we go. And then we struggled. I was like, dang, like they've gotten better. So now being in the Southland again, and last year missing the conference tournament to now this year, already the season's not even over and already being in and clinched for a spot in the conference tournament is, again, could not be happier, could not be more excited about that. Anyway, so it was electric. It was an electric game. It was exciting. I hope everybody that was there or everybody that was watching from home on ESPN had such a great time and they loved it and it was great, and that you come back and finish out the rest of the season because we have games left in the Sawmill. Obviously, we have one tomorrow at 5:00, which I will probably not make it to, and I feel like a fucking piece of you-know-what about this tall. But I got friends coming into town, and not everybody is as committed to Lumberjack basketball as Jacqueline and I. So it's one of those things where I just got to go with what everybody else is doing. And if they don't want to go to the game, then I guess I will not be either. So I would, if I can make it to even like the first half, I will. Believe me, I will. But tomorrow the game's at 5:00. Tip off at 5:00. Obviously, if you can't make it, you can watch it on TV on ESPN Plus. And then from there, here's where the rest of February is kind of playing out. We have another home game on Monday, the 9th, versus Commerce at 6:30. And then we actually go back on the road for 2 more games, UTRGV away in Edinburgh on Valentine's Day. So that tip-off is at 4:30. And then A&M Corpus Christi on Monday the 16th at 7:00. Then we are back in the Sawmill for 2 games to end February, well, almost end February at home. February 21st, we have a home game at 5:00 against Nichols. And then on Monday the 23rd, home game versus New Orleans at 6:30. And then last couple games of the season are both away. So the last home game of the season is on the 23rd on Monday in February. And then the last 2 games of the season are on the road, February 28th, which is a Saturday at 3:30 in Houston. And then at Houston Christian. And then the last game of the season is away in San Antonio and Incarnate Word on Monday, March 2nd at 6:30. Which then brings us to the Southland Conference Championship, which of course is in Lake Charles, because of course it is. That starts on March 8th, which is a Sunday, and runs through March 11th, which is Wednesday. And so we've already claimed a spot at the tournament, but it'll just be a waiting and guessing game to see where we end up in terms of buys, placement. Hopefully we have plenty of buys and we only have to play maybe 1 or 2 games. Well, at least 2 games, not 1. But fingers crossed. And my dumbass is probably going to have to sell her Creed tickets. Jacqueline, I'm still mad about this.
It's okay. We talked about it. Might be able to make it work. We'll wait it out a little bit longer, I think, and see. You got time to figure it out. Don't worry.
I know. I really, obviously, I'm going to be at the freaking, if we're in the championship game, I'm not missing that.
Right.
But if we can make both work, that would be ideal. Anyway.
Time will tell.
But so right now our main focus is finishing out the season, dubs across the board, getting the number 1 seed in the tournament, getting some buys, and then having a, hopefully, fingers crossed, easy pathway to the championship game. And so our focus on our side is getting, whether it be media passes or player passes for the games, which I'm sure we could easily acquire both. It's just figuring out which ones we want.
Yeah.
And then going
both and switch them out depending on the game.
We could do that. And then also just lodging, but I think we have that figured out too, potentially. So I think we're solid. So I will say planning for a Southland Conference tournament is definitely a lot less stressful than planning for going to Vegas. Although I do prefer, and that's just me. I know you're not a big Vegas fan, Jacqueline, but
it's been fun the times we've gone for the tournament.
It was so fun. And mainly it was just the people, because we had Kyle. Kyle, if you're listening, we love you. We saw that your boys won last night. So thankful that the Wolverines won. But yeah, it was mainly just hanging out with the people and all the ridiculous antics. Yeah. So I get it, but we could still have fun, I guess, in Lake Charles.
We can.
Sure. We can make it work. But anyway, so that's it. That's the end of this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. The first half talking to Coach Jimmy Smith. Again, thank you and shout out to Coach Jimmy. He's so fun. He's so energetic on the bench, but in obviously a different way than Matty Ice. And he's just an all around really, really cool. All the guys, all the coaching staff, they've just been so nice and welcoming, and also just very eager to bring back excitement into the Sawmill, which they've done so far. And I really hope you guys have noticed that and have are jumping on the bandwagon again. And so, man, what an episode. It's almost been 2 hours, but I think it was worth it. Jimmy stayed on for a lot longer than we expected, which was great. And so, and we appreciate it, and how willing he is to chat with us about all the inner workings of Lumberjack basketball, and of course just his personal story. So we hope you guys enjoyed that, and we're going to try to do more of those too as the season goes on, because we would love for everybody to get to know the entire coaching staff, and just as and you're getting to know them as the same time we are. So, absolutely. Okay, so that is it. It is Friday. It is 3:18. It's still really, really nice out. I was thinking about going for a walk because the weather is so nice, so I might go do that. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and Jacqueline with her dog sitting.
Now they're snoozing again. So
of course. I love it. All right. Hope you guys have a great day. Have a good weekend. The weather is going to be fantastic. It's going to be perfect for sitting outside and enjoying just some sunshine, and a huge difference from 2 weeks ago. So,
yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
Absolutely. All right. Have a wonderful day. Be nice to each other. And as always, Axe and Jacks.
With Alex and Jax.